is distinct from that of the blacksmith you may have already met. I don't make tools for miners, I don't make shoes for horses, I don't fix things. My job is very singular in contrast. I'm focused entirely on purifying and pouring gold. And the reason I'm doing that is to increase the value of the gold for the company mine of which I'm a part, the Sovereign Quartz Mining Company, which is at the top of the road. You've probably seen that tower. You've been at the quartz mine, that's the company mine. So in there, you have men underground searching for gold. When they find it, it's brought to the surface and brought to me as lots of separate tiny little pieces. My job is to gather these pieces of gold together and smelt them down into a liquid, removing impurities in the process, then pour it and cast it into one clean gold bar, which goes back to the company, and off they go and sell it at a higher price. Now, as you know, Ballarat is quite a remarkable place, not just because of the amount of gold here, but also the quality of it. Straight from the earth, the gold here in Ballarat is already 22 karat gold, so over 92% pure. For natural gold, that is incredible. That's some of the purest gold you can find anywhere in the world. The reason why it's not already perfect is because, like all natural gold, there are impurities in it, which are just other metals like silver, copper, iron, tin. Once removed, you can take that gold from 22 karat to 24 karat in purest possible state, 99.99% pure, and therefore the most valuable. So, in essence, that's the work of the smelter man, to purify the gold and make it into a gold bar. But to do that, you have to melt the gold down. The gold melts at 1064 degrees. As we climb that temperature, we'll go to the beginning of the process. At Sovereign Hill, we represent a company quartz mine. It's underground mine with quartz gold runs through quartz in thin threads. A chunk of quartz like this is not going to have $1 million of gold in it, but underground you can find formations called quartz veins, which are large streams of this rock. They can be as big as this building, and the gold running through these quartz veins is in such amounts that value will go down with them. So underground, the miners look for quartz, and they find it, they break it down into small pieces, and send these pieces of quartz up to the surface via the tower, which is called the common head. From there, the quartz goes to the building next to us, the battery house, and they take the quartz and they crush it with huge steel hammers that bounce up and down, powered by steam, to break the quartz down from rock into dust. We separate the gold from the dust. This is when I step into the picture. I get that gold and place it in a crucible. The crucible goes in the furnace to cook until everything starts melting. And as we speak, our gold is melting. In a few moments, I'll be taking it out, and all of you are about to witness an incredibly special sight. You're about to see gold in its liquid form. This is what I'll be pouring the gold into. This is a mould made of cast iron. Now the mould has been sitting on those flames because this needs to be hot. If it's not properly heated, when you pour molten metal into it, it explodes, which looks fantastic from where you're sitting, but I'll be right here. Alright, I'm about to take the gold out now. Stay where you are, stay seated, do not step on the bricks. Here we go. To hit this, it's going to be like a very loud noise. Here we go. Now, in the time that the gold has travelled from the furnace to the bench, it has lost 300 degrees of heat, and now already it has cooled back down to a solid. As a solid gold bar, it's now sitting at around 900 degrees, which is a temperature that is so hot, you do not burn, you explode. This would evaporate you, and yet here we are in this room with an object of such extreme heat, and no one can feel it. I'm this close to it, and I can't feel it. That is because gold is a heavy, dense metal. Heat radiates from gold very slowly, but it's excellent at conducting heat, energy, and electricity, which is why there is gold in your phone. It's useful in electronics. If this stick was your finger, and even if you were this close to the gold, at this distance you would feel barely anything, just a gentle warmth, despite how hot it truly is. But when you touch the gold, you'll feel this. That heat will just instantly transfer to your finger. Because your finger is mostly water, that will explode into steam in an instant.
You leave a nice handprint on it.
Yes. Now, without anything for the gold to conduct its heat into, it's just going to sit there cooling in the air, which will take about 3 hours to lose all that heat. If I do this the whole time, the heat is going to the stick, so therefore it will cool down faster. You can actually already see the glow of it has dulled slightly since I touched it with the stick. But the quickest and easiest way to get this cool down is pretty easy. Just some water over here. The stick isn't a problem, but what can happen is when you're pouring it, it can spit out through the stream or it can bounce out of the mold if you're too abrupt. So that's why there's sand there, because the sand collects those bits of gold, and when you pan it, get the gold out, put it in the crucible, knot it all together again. Now at this point, you have to decide if the gold is safe enough to touch. The best way to tell if the gold is safe to touch is to watch someone else touch it for you. But I wanted to figure this out myself. What I will do is check the water. Now what do you think? Will the water be hot, cold, or warm? It's cold. The water's cold, and if it's cold, there's nothing heating it up. The gold bar is not boiling hot. It's probably Just kidding. Just kidding. It's all right. And with one last rinse, there you have it. That is the end product. 3 kilograms of 24 karat gold, which should be measured as 105 troy ounces of 24 karat gold. Now that this is a gold bar, the company would stamp it with their logo, the bar's weight and purity, and then it goes to Melbourne with alcohols and cars, escorted by Red Coat soldiers to protect it from bushrangers and criminals who might try and steal it. 3 kilograms, 24 karat, this gold bar is valued today at quite the extraordinarily high $385,000. So over $250,000 and all-time high. That is the most valuable this gold bar has ever been. Now I have one last fact for you, everyone. Sovereign Hill has had this gold bar for about 30 years. And during that time, we've done this process you've seen here again and again and again. This gold has been melted down, poured into a bar, melted down again over 90,000 times. Every time that we do it, the bar is unique. Its exact shape, texture, all the tiny, minute details about it change every single time. This will be melted down again a few more times. Well, it'll be melted down tomorrow morning. Once it's a liquid, it will never be like this ever again. So what you're looking at, this is something unique and something that only you get to see. And that is the end of our presentation. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night.